This is going to be a presentation on script writing for the ICOM IC-7300. The scripts are going to be written in Python on your PC, and then they will interface with the radio via a USB cable. Now, before we get too far into this, I want to give a shout out to the originators of these scripts, KB9RLW, IW2NOY, and KB3HHA. They are the ones that came up with these scripts. I have modified them slightly and consolidate them here into this presentation. So we're going to start with one of the three scripts, the easiest one. Notice that it's got a .py extension. It's called FREQ, F-R-E-Q. As the name implies, it changes the frequency on the 7300. So let's look into the code. But before we do that, in passing, let's look into the connection. Let's talk about the connection for the USB cable. The backplane of your IC-7300 looks like this, and we're going to be concentrating on this USB port right here. That USB port is going to have the cable going from there to your PC. It's the same cable really that you use for WSJTX and things like that. Great. So once you have the two devices connected, you're ready to write some code. You can use your favorite IDE. Point is, in Python, the first line is called the shebang line because it's got this little thing up here, and it tells the program where the interpreter is. The interpreter for my particular machine is here, but yours might be different. Now, next we import libraries, and of particular importance, we're importing the serial library. You're going to use that quite a bit. Initialize the variables for baud rate and serial port. If you're unsure what serial port you're communicating over, I would recommend on a PC, use the device manager, find out which COM port comes to life. That's the one you're talking to your ICOM 7300. Next, we open the USB port here, again, using the serial library already. And next, we define the string for frequency change. Now, at first, this might seem daunting right here, but let's look through some things. The format of this string, which is the command to tell the IC-7300 what to do, is found in the documentation for the 7300, specifically the full manual, section 19. If we bring it up right quick, you can see here, this is the full manual. You go over to the back of the manual, you see section 19, and this is really the CIV information. And of particular interest, we'll have this right here. So you see here in section 19 of the full manual, the format for the data from the controller to the 7300. So you see FE, and then 94, which is the identifier for the radio, E0, another identifier for the radio, some other stuff dealing with commands and data, and then FD as the trailing character. If we look here, we see exactly that, 0xFE, FE, and so on. So the format of this command string tells the IC-7300 what to do, and it's again found in the full manual, section 19 of the IC-7300. The instructions are written in decimal with a 0x preamble. So you see the 0x here. Each one of these member items of the command has the 0x as a preamble. So the first two string elements are 0xFE, right here and right here. The third one is 0x94. The fourth one is E0, which is these two are identifying the radio. And then the next five string elements are where you put in the frequency that you want the radio to go to. We don't need to overthink this. Say, for example, let's look at an example. 14.074 megahertz in this format is going to look like 14.07400000. So that gives you 140740. And it's written in reverse, like we just saw. So let's not overthink it. It's not hex or oct or anything weird. It's just exactly that, a reverse format. The string element before the last one, this one right here, is 00. And it is the instruction to change the frequency in the radio. The last string element is per the ICOM's command format. Next, we send the frequency to the 7300. Count equals to 0. We're going to do it for 11 characters. Send data. Bytes, the command is sort of a weird one because this array is actually going to have, this index count, and it's going to be in UTF-8 format, and then that is in bytes, and it gets turned into integers and then sent. So this format right here may be a little bit easier for people that have done programming before, but that you will see over and over when you send data to the 7300. And then after that, you close the USB port. The next one is going to be this one here, which is going to be the read. Again, this one was made by Kilo Bravo 3 Hotel Alpha. And by the way, he's got a website that's pretty good. His name is Seth, and he's got a lot of information at this website. Refer you to that one. Again, you import your libraries, initialize variables, open your USB port. Now, you are going to have another command here, and this one is going to be a request command. Again, you're looking at the section 19 for information, but you start seeing our old friends here. FE, 94E0, and then this fellow right here, 03. That is actually what's going to request the information from the 9300, from the 7300, and FD to finish. So your request, you put in this command in bytes, and then you send the request over to the 7300. He's going to reply with a list of information. In this case, you're telling it, hey, read it up to 10 characters. So he's going to come back with a list. And now the next part of that, we say we populate the buffer from the read list of values in this variable called response. That fills the buffer. That's that function that was right here. And we're looking at, while character number 2 and 3 are not these right here. And the reason for that is that if they start flipping, then they will mean that the machine is actually echoing back information, or we're getting information from somewhere else that we do not want to hear. So that's what this part does right here. It only fills the buffer if these conditions are not met. Remember, don't get confused. E0 is not number 2 in ours, it's number 3. And 94 is number 2, not 93. He will go ahead and flip those around in the event of actually echoing back information. So we don't want to listen to that. Now the next one is going to be convert these values of the read list that we just populated to frequency powers of 10. This is a little bit confusing, but that right there is due to a lot of good work that's shown in kb3hhfs.com's website. So you can read more about it there. But essentially that's what we're doing. There's your ones, your tens, your hundreds, thousands, and so on. Then you print the frequency and you close the port. So that is the read script. Next, we do this one, which is a little bit more involved. This one was handled by KB9RLW in a different video. So if you want to read how to do this, or actually watch a YouTube video on how to do this, I refer you to KB9RLW's video on updating the time in the 7300. Paparino and IW2NOY extended that work to also change the date, which is what we're going to do. So again, you import your libraries here, set your variables, and your preamble is here. Again, now we're starting to see it. Now we're used to it. 2 FEs, 94EO, some commands, and then 95 at the very end. So this I've added in here just to check the USB ports that we have. There's some logic in here about getting the computer's current time in hours and minutes, and then also the rollover when it's close to midnight. So that all of this area right here, it's to get the current computer time and allow for this rollover. Now here, the script will run at the top of the minute. So that's what this is doing right here. He's looking for the the second marker to reach 59 and flip over to 0, and at that point triggers the script. Again, as the date part is here, we see the command. In this case, it's called preamble date, and it's called, you can call it whatever. He called it preamble date, so I stuck with this terminology. But you see our old friends, 2 FEs, 94EO, some commands and subcommands, and then followed by, well, nothing at this point. It's not showing the FD. So that means that you and I know that he needs to append the FD somewhere. And sure enough, he does it right here. So he's appending the date time, this area, and following it with the FD. Now to send the time and date to the 7300, very much a similar one. Here's this does the time right here. Again, count less than 1. Again, this is a little bit confusing because that is an actual array, and then it's going to have an index, UTF-8, bytes converted to int, and then you send it to the device. And that's for the date, and for the time is this right here. Very similar. You'll see this quite a bit often in these type of write to the 7300 scenarios. So, and then at the end, we close the serial port and we're done. Now let's go over to actually see these scripts running and see them in action. Here I've got the laptop display. Now remember, the laptop is connected via USB cable to the IC-7300. And now you see that if we clone the GitHub directory, and we're not going to go into that, this is not a GitHub video, but suffice it to say that you can clone the code from GitHub down to your machine, and you get something like this. Those are our 3 programs: frec, read, and time date. So again, if we say, let's go ahead and do read py, so execute read py, and then we get 141144. So that's exactly what the display is. Now, if we change the frequency in the IC-7300 and run the read py again, there you go. So it's getting the actual frequency. Great. So that's the first one. Now let's do setting the frequency. Now remember, the frequency is hardwired to, I believe it's the FT8 frequencies. So if we say, let's see again, and we say execute freq.py, and you can modify the program to accept a frequency that you want to send it to, but right now it's hardwired in the code. And if we do that, a frequency update sent to the 7300, and we notice in the 7300 that it's reading the 74. Again, if we change that somewhere else and we rerun the program, sure enough, 14.074. So that one is working okay. Now for the last one, we're going to look at the time. So I've changed the time in the IC-7300 for this display. The date shows 2022 when it's 2026. The month is different and so on. So we're going to run now the last program, which is time and date. So this is going to take the date and the time from the computer and send it to the icon. So let's say time, date. Now, as soon as we do that, he is going to be going through some iterations and waiting until the top of the minute before he changes the time. And there we go. So we just went through and he changed it to 2:18 p.m., which is correct. 2026, that's the right date. And so the time and the date have been changed successfully. Well, that is the demonstration here, and it's interesting to actually get Python to actually talk directly to the icon. And there's quite a few more commands in the icon, as you can tell here, of what all you can do. If you remember, we went to 00 command, which is send the frequency, read the operating frequency, and if you go down here to 1A05, 94 and 95, this is actually where the commands were for changing the time and the date. So there's quite a few other options that can be done. Be very aware that you're actually changing things in your IC-7300, so just be careful. And that concludes the presentation.